Am I the asshole for calling my dad a loser who never got over my mother? Context. My 31 male father, 59 male, got a divorce from my mother when I was 13 because he cheated. My sister, 28 female, Lily, who was 10 at the time, caught them and told my mother. My dad ended marrying his affair partner, but he's always resented sister for this. My mother never forgave him and she never spoke to him again outside of co-parenting. My dad felt as though he owned my mother and he caused a lot of problems when she remarried and was able to have a child with my stepfather when she suffered many miscarriages with my dad. He gets visibly very moody when I talk about my stepfather, half-sister from my mother, or my step-siblings. Lily is also divorced from her ex-husband Daniel, 32 male, but they're still close friends. They share some cats and constantly hang out together, and Daniel still comes to our family events sometimes because Lily feels safer with him around. They're both autistic, so I think they don't want to bother finding someone else to be close to. They don't live together anymore but spends most of their free time together. My dad constantly mocks Lily for hanging out with her ex. He alternates between saying Daniel is a loser and not good enough for her, calling her a loser for not getting over him, or trying to convince her to date one of his friend's sons. Lily gets very overwhelmed, but she likes to handle things on her own, so she tells him to leave her alone. However, at a recent family function, my dad decided to taunt her in front of everyone. He was speaking our native language, so Daniel didn't understand, but he was mocking her for being a desperate loser who still wasn't over Daniel. It was pretty vile and Lily became visibly upset. I had enough, so I said, in English, that he was a pathetic loser who never got over my mother and was taking his frustrations out on Lily for something she did as a child. I then said that he was jealous that Lily was able to have a good relationship with her ex-spouse because he wasn't. He was infuriated and we got into a massive argument. Daniel, Lily and I ended up leaving and a few cousins did too. The whole family is split. Most of the older generation are saying that I'm a disrespectful asshole and I should have defended Lily without insulting my father. Our cousins say that I was right and he deserved every word I said. Lily is upset about the argument because it triggered her, but she says that what I said and did was right. Daniel has the same opinion as Lily. Am I the asshole? So it's okay for your dad to publicly insult your sister, but it's rude when you publicly insult him? Not the asshole original poster, your dad is an asshole. And all the family members on his side. Absolutely not the asshole. I would have dressed him down to his skivvies and made him never want to show his face again. He's absolutely deplorable and a miserable excuse for a human. All of you should cut him, the rest of them off, and never speak of them again. Not all, only the older generation. The cousins are with original poster. Not the asshole. Good for you for standing up for your sister when she was becoming visibly distressed. Your father needed to be put in his place. He was being spiteful, disrespectful, and cruel for taking out his mistakes on Lily. Not the asshole. Older generations sometimes demand unconditional respect and politeness, even when they themselves are disrespectful and rude. That's not okay. Respect me as an authority or I'll refuse to respect you as a person. Respect me as an authority or all while I refuse to respect you as a person. FTFY. Not the asshole. Even if Lily wasn't a child, holding a grudge because he cheated and she snitched is baffling because was she not gonna tell her mother and protect, chose her over a cheating asshole? He should be ashamed for putting his daughter in an uncomfortable position. Greater than out on Lily for something she did as a child. You should have said it's not her effing problem he couldn't put his D under his pants. She did what she do for her mother and he's delusional for thinking she'd ever chose him over her. Not only did she do it to protect her mother, which possibly is the case, but what child sees daddy messing with another woman, and not say something? Especially at that age, she didn't know what the consequences would be. She just knew her father was doing something he shouldn't be doing, and mentioned it to her mom. I did that when I was 5 and my dad took me on an actual date with him. When I came home my mom was like, "What did you and daddy do?" And I said we went and met so and so at the park, and I played on the slide and swings while they sat on the bench and kissed. I didn't know any better. I didn't understand it was wrong until all hell broke loose. You can't expect your kids to keep secrets like that. People bringing their kids into their cheating are despicable. Cheating is bad enough, why the hell make it worse by traumatizing your poor child too? It's so beyond wrong. Not the asshole. Your father sounds like a real peach. He deserved everything that was said. Good for you for standing up for your sister. Not the asshole father, on the other hand, is something more than an asshole. It was a vile thing to do, publicly mocking his daughter, and incidentally mocking his former son-in-law in a language he doesn't understand. If your father can't handle public insults, perhaps he shouldn't be handing them out so freely. Not only vile, he's a fucking coward for speaking ill of someone in front of them in a language they don't understand. Not the asshole. Dad shouldn't dish what he can't take in return. Original poster's dad sounds like an absolute asshole. It's hard to see why original poster and his sister spend time with him. Not the asshole. But I can't for the life of me figure out why the hell you or your sister talk to your father at all. You're both adults, you don't have to put up with his bullshit if you don't want to. I'm assuming it's for cultural reasons, so you do you, but your father is never going to change his ways. He will always be selfish, toxic and vile. I think it'd be much healthier for you and especially for your sister if you both went low or no contact with him. I think Lily and Daniel's relationship is amazing and wholesome and I love it. I'm so glad they have each other and that they have you. You're so sweet, thank you. Not the asshole. What an unpleasant guy. You hit the nail on the head and he knew it. Not the asshole. You behaved exactly as a big brother should towards a younger and vulnerable sibling, and beyond that are evidently a thoughtful and empathetic human being. Your father, meanwhile, is a bully who has clearly been enjoying having a target for his frustrations that can't hit back. You merely stepped up and stopped his fun. Naturally, he's both upset and humiliated, but it's none of your concern. The only feelings you need to check in with here are your sister's. I do think it's probably best to leave it at that for now. Nothing to be gained from gratuitously rubbing salt into his wounds. As long as Lily continues safe and protected from his attacks, all is well. I thought I was reading my own story for a second, brother. You Chinese by any chance? LMAO. Bro, I am. I'm on team you and team cousins. You are not the asshole, and your father sounds like an immature, vengeful ass. Not the asshole, but it might be time for you and Lily to just wash your hands of your dad. This incident should show you which of the extended family is worth your time. Focus on those relationships. Let your dad stew with the relatives who tolerate his abusive behavior. I hope your stepmom cheats on your shitty father. They used to cheat on each other all the time. They're too old for it now, I hope.